Howdy survivors, I'm back with yet another stream. This time it's going to be a guide on collecting wood ash. Wood ash is one of the game's most valuable resources. It is used for quite a few exclusive crafts that for the furniture maker and for armor. Pretty much it's just needed for gear and for mana advancements. It sells almost instantly because there's hardly any ever on the market. Not enough people are farming wood ash, in my opinion. So hopefully with this video and guide I can show how easy it is to collect some wood ash and make some extra gold daily. If there's also volcanic ash, which is a good starting point. It sells for a little bit higher, but it's less useful. Wood ash is the better seller, in my opinion. So we'll start off with a wood ash guide, and then we will go with a volcanic guide after. So first off, we need to get to St. Rona. Once you've started collecting here in St. Rona, you'll want to, as soon as you get to the map, you'll want to buy your extra extractions. So I gather daily, so I try and get my full 120 daily, and then I sell those to my alternate account, hopefully to and he's a furniture maker, so that's where my profits lie. The rare items here for me don't really matter too much. I just use them and burn them up for nano. So it's either camphor or bugbane leaf that I collect, and that just burns for nano for me. So here in St. Rona, the volcano erupts, it changes daily. It can happen every 10 to 15 minutes with a 3-minute eruption in between. So it depends on the day that you're here gathering. Once you stay for a rotation or two, you'll understand the time, and then once you figure out the time, you can essentially do stuff in between each eruption, but you just gotta remember that when you're collecting wood ash, it doesn't stop as soon as the eruption stops like it does for volcanic ash. You can still go around and collect burnt piles of wood ash from the stones that have fallen. So it takes about 6 minutes, or you have about 6 minutes to collect wood ash before it stops, instead of just the 3 minutes like you would for volcanic ash. The most important things for collecting ash would be movement speed. Movement speed, because you have to run around so much, it's the biggest kind of buff that you need. You can get fried ice anaconda from the shelter supplies for free daily, and you can visit those on different maps, so you can actually collect quite a bit daily. It is a random food. It's not like you get to choose it, so hitting as many as you can helps. So this ash pile here, you notice there was no rock that fell beside it. Sometimes right away off the eruption, there'll be some piles of ash, like this one here again. Just right off the spawn, there'll be some ash piles. So you want to be mindful of these ash piles. I'm not entirely sure exactly. There'd be another one here sometimes. Here's another one. And this path that I take, there's sometimes another one here. This path that I run is something that I run pretty much all the time. Weapon wise, here's another ash pile without a rock. Weapon wise, you want like a melee. You might want an assault rifle. Using a flamethrower here is kind of, it's good for groups. Yes, I'll give it that, but it destroys some of the trees that you might actually burn up into wood ash piles. So that's kind of scary to use a flamethrower here where it can actually affect your loot. Back to food buffs. I'm not really sure if it's hemp gathering speed that affects these ash piles, because it is gathering, and the only thing that resembles this kind of gathering is when you pick up hemp. So you want to max out your main gathering skill, because that increases your gathering speed. And then for food buff wise, I still think the fried ice anaconda is good because it gives movement speed and it gives percentage to your secondary wood collection efficiency, right? See what I mean with the flamethrower? It just breaks trees. Oh, there's a... No, okay. Ooh, slow. So that tree already broke. The eruption stopped, so I'm not too concerned about breaking more trees. No more rocks are going to be falling right now. And by the time the next eruption rolls around, the trees should be respawned. So normally I'm a little bit quicker and past this point before the eruption ends. It all kind of depends on, I don't know if that was like a short eruption or if because I'm talking I have slowed down. But generally I got time to, with the movement speed buff that I get, I kind of run around the entire map for the 6 minutes. Just trying to stay like looking around, trying to like, because I run the path daily, I kind of remember where there's piles. That's probably your best thing too, is to remember where certain things burn up. And it's just like, if you see the tree or the hemp missing in that area, check it out. There's also settings in your display that controls vegetation display. If you turn it down to low, it gets rid of all the extra fluff on the ground that kind of sometimes blocks wood ash piles. So that is probably, like, besides movement speed, that's probably your biggest help for collecting wood ash. I'll show you that in a moment. I'm just finishing my path, kind of, sort of, that I take. Who knows where there's wood ash? Having a jetpack helps. The best one to be wearing around in St. Ronan would probably be the Silver Wing jetpack, where it has climate control. That would just help you stay running faster, or sorry, stay running longer. Sometimes you overheat, and it's just very detrimental to your movement speed. So again, I'm just looking for the small little ash piles. I think I'm a little late for the back side of the map. That's a rabbit hole. Yep. So that's about it for the path that I take. And then as soon as I'm done there, I'll just rush back to the helicopter and wait for the next eruption. Normally, I've got 2-3 windows open, so I'll leave a character here in St. Rona with the audio on. And when I hear the eruption go, I'll switch back and stop doing what I was doing on the other character. And focus on wood ash collection. So like I'm always doing something. Here in Rona, actually hold on. So in settings, if you go to display, vegetation, if you turn this down to minimum, it gets rid of all the, like what I was saying earlier, it gets rid of all the fluff on the ground. That would block you from seeing wood ash piles. So vegetation in your display, your movement speed buff. You can also modify your gear to help increase your chances of obtaining secondary resources. I'll show you. I modded my hat just recently. I get a 5.3% chance of getting secondary resources. And there's also this one, healthy gathering. Each time you obtain secondary resources during logging, mining, or gathering, restore 5.3 of energy and 5.2 points of health. This just kind of helps you run for longer, right? So I believe it works here in Rona by gathering the wood ash piles, right? So that's always good. Armor wise, you probably want to choose something with big eater. It increases your food buffs by 30%, which is great for those movement speed buffs that you want to take. Toffee would be a good one, and it's easy to make, 2 milk and 2 honey. The clover gift gathering foods are good too, because they give you 10% movement speed plus a 10% chance of obtaining secondary resources. Even other gathering foods that you get at the shelter supply, tuna sashimi would give you 5% movement speed plus 5% gathering speed, which I believe would increase your gathering speed at the wood ash piles. However, it would not increase your chance of obtaining secondary resources because wood ash is a wood resource, not a hemp resource. You could use fried soulfish just for the movement speed, but this one would be better for volcanic ash. Again, modding your weapons for modding your melee for movement speed, or your armor for movement speed. Sorry, I can't show you. What do I have right now on this guy? I have extra chance of obtaining secondary resources and gathering rhythm. When gathering crit, increases your gathering speed by 13.4%. Unfortunately, because I'm not actually getting like a logging, mining, or gathering crit, gathering rhythm is kind of worthless. It's better, this one would be better for volcanic ash. Oh, I didn't take a look at the time of the last eruption or how long it was. So I don't really know how long it's going to be until the next eruption. We'll just wait it out, and we'll check the time when we get the 30-second notice for the eruption, so that we can get an understanding of the schedule for today. But again, you'll notice that I'm like right ready for this. Sometimes this wood ash pile won't start, and if I notice it from here, I'll just go right to the next one, which is over there. And then there's one back over there. And like, this is just my path that I've noticed, because I run this way because of the piles that are there on spawn. I'm not sure if this is the best path to be running. Like, how much did I collect last time? Last time I collected 45. So that wasn't too bad of a gather. Sometimes I can gather upwards to 60. Like I said, I was a little slow, so I missed the gathering on the back side of the map. So we'll try and speed that up this time. Hello, viewer. What can I look into? Oh, your core also. The core that you can apply to your melee weapon. Movement speed. You can get up, unless, well, on purple cores you can get a 4% movement speed bonus. On SSR cores you can get higher. So it all depends on which core you have. But I don't have a level 12 purple core, SSR core, so the 4% is the best I can get right now. Can I modify this? No, but my modification on this guy is for movement speed. I get a 3.5% movement speed buff. Plus the blueprint had a movement speed 4.8. So I get an 8.2 movement speed buff from just my melee alone. After this next eruption, I'll end the stream, but I'll show you the path that I run one more time. I was wondering if I was going to fall off or not. Yeah, I don't have my alternates up, so it's not like I'm doing anything on the side right now. I'm just kind of patiently waiting. I guess I can check what's in the market. I've been thinking about switching to warrior, so I've been looking at like CE alloy tomahawks. However, I know there's two crafters that I would message for it, but I don't have the special research on it. I've only upgraded Bioshark. Oh, the eruption is coming. That's 32. 37, 12, 17. Okay. I'll take my food buff, right, and get ready for the run. There it is. This one's missing again. Another tip that I can suggest is that you don't have to be right next to the, like, see how far away from the pile I was? It saves yourself a couple steps kind of thing. And if you do it right on like some parts where you gotta turn, it just saves you like a step or two. And yeah, so what I was saying before is wood ash is an easy sell. It sells for 211 gold each. So each time you're collecting, you're getting like 633 gold minus tax. Because you're normally getting piles of 3. Right? You can get 3, you can get 6, and you can get 12 at once. It all kind of depends on your luck. Sometimes there's piles where it comes with like 2 3s, and then those can be like 2 6s at the same time. Or you can get a pile with 6 in them. For the most part, you want to like avoid confrontation, just because it's gonna slow you down. This is like a speed trial. You want to go as fast as you can to hit as many piles of ash that you can. Not a lot of piles this eruption. Oh, the eruption stopped already. Oh, here they are on the backside. Come on, give me wood ash. go. Shelter supply. Ooh, fried ice icon. And again, once you run the map quite a few times, you'll kind of remember where things burn up, and you'll just like check them when you run by. There should be something here. There was a tree missing, right? You just gotta get yourself familiar with the map and remember where things are. If something seems out of place or missing, go check it out, see if there's a pile of ash. The worst part about like farming, I see there was a pile of 6. There we go. 2 3s. The worst part about farming ash is, sometimes when you go up to a pile, you'll be like, oh yay, I got another chance at getting wood ash, and then all of a sudden the pile disappears on you, and it's like, no. Or like you'll open the pile right away, and before you get a chance to grab the stuff, it just disappears on you, and it's like, oh, what? That's like, it happens more than I'd like to admit. It hasn't happened yet today, but it sucks when it happens. Knock on wood. I'm gonna jinx it and it's gonna happen. And I'm back to the start. Who's this? Queen. So that is my guide to collecting wood ash. Just gotta. Oh, no problem. Just gotta remember, movement speed is probably the best thing. Alrighty. Catch you guys later.